These are the stories of the 80-10-10 All-Stars. All-Stars.
So, Victoria, can you start off by introducing yourself, so who you are?
I'm Victoria Arnstein. That's who I am.
And so you're here at Doug Brown's 80-10-10 Culinary Skills Week. Are you staying for the any other events?
No, I've been to Health and Fitness twice and loved it. And Doug invited me here as a guest, and I couldn't refuse. So here I am.
Awesome, awesome. So, so what got you into this health realm of 80-10-10 raw food?
I wanted to lose weight.
Wanted to lose weight.
That's all that mattered to me. I didn't care what it was. I just wanted to lose weight.
So did you succeed?
I did succeed. I started gradually looking into vegetarian and vegan, and I typed in on the computer the best diet in the world. And it came up with Roger Heskey's site, Superbean. And he ate only fruit. And I thought that was very interesting because I used to go on fruit diets just because I thought it would make me lose weight. And I didn't realize that people were living this way as a regular diet, you know, lifestyle. So there was an interview that he had with Dr. Graham, and it was only an audio. And I listened to it and I said, wow, this makes so much sense. The man doesn't have allergies, doesn't have anything that's weird, and hasn't been sick in 20 years. That's so strange. All because of fruit. I need to buy his book. I bought his book, and I got the book right before going on a trip with my husband to the Napa Valley Marathon. And I took the book with me, and my husband, who thought he knew everything about health, said, I don't need to listen to what you're reading. I said, no, you got to hear what he's saying. You got to hear this. You got to hear this. He says, no, I don't need to hear it. And then one day in the hotel room, I opened up the book again. I looked at the recipes, and it said blueberries, enjoy. And I was like, no, you got to hear this. And
was that the recipe?
That was
blueberries,
the recipe, blueberries, enjoy. And I said, well, I don't understand. Where's the recipe? Because I'm a mother, and I look at recipes all the time. And I told my husband, and he and I were laughing on the floor. We couldn't stop laughing. And it occurred to him, wow, there's no way somebody could live that way. I mean, I always knew it to be true not to eat anything in a package, but people are really living this way? I said, this guy's done, triathlons and everything. And my husband was starting to take notice because he's an athlete. And then on the plane ride home, we were already eating raw, but it was high-fat raw and a lot of nut pâtés and stuff, and we never really felt optimal. And I was reading the book on the way home on the plane. He kept looking over and I said, get your own book. That's exactly what he did. He ordered 12 copies and gave them all out to people. And then that week we got really sick with a high fever. I think it was like 104 all week. We were in bed, both of us were in bed. We couldn't move, and we had children to take care of. And there we were, sick as dogs, and my husband is reading this book and highlighting everything, and it was becoming his Bible. He says, that's it. This is the diet for me. And he took off and became the Fruitarian and put on the Woodstock Fruit Festival. So it all stemmed from that one thing that I typed into the computer, the best diet in the world.
I think it is the best diet in the world.
It really is the best diet in the world.
So have you noticed any, besides losing weight, have you noticed any other health benefits from that?
I did notice health benefits. I did, and not just health physically, but mentally. My consciousness became much higher. I became much more in tune with nature and much more in tune with myself, and haven't been as depressed or haven't had as much. I used to have more paranoia when I ate meat, because meat would it would skew my judgment. And I think that when an animal's about to die, their adrenaline goes into their bloodstream, and we eat that. And also the carnivores, that you see carnivores, they're angrier than plant-eating animals. So that also made a difference in my life. And now that I know that that's off limits, I found my levels of brain power even became stronger. Eating more fruits and vegetables, I like to eat. So to know that I could have a lot of fruit, it makes so much sense to me. I don't want to restrict. And vegan diets even restrict you from having too much food because, you know, if you eat too much of anything, you know, you get fat, but not on fruit.
So do you find it unrestricted? Some people complain about the diet, like, oh, it's so restrictive, but you're finding it unrestricted.
Yes, I'm finding it unrestricted because I could eat in quantity, and I like to feel hydrated, and I feel so much better eating lots of fruit because I feel like you get more macronutrients that way. When you skimp on fruit and vegetables, you're not going to get all the macronutrients. So I want to make sure I'm getting all my macronutrients in order to thrive. So I'm eating more. In fact, I can't even eat that much, and I feel like I can't even eat as much as I'm supposed to be eating. And it's a great feeling because I never feel deprived. I don't feel deprived on this diet at all.
Yeah.
And but I've struggled. I've struggled many times for years. For 4 years, I've been struggling on just eating fruit because I would tell myself, I would get overwhelmed and say, "Wow, this is it. Like I can never eat anything else," and it's a very bad thing to tell yourself. So I went in stages, and I took out dairy, and then I took out, different things over the years, and it helped me to mourn the loss of it and realize I'm never going to eat it because I already put it out of my mind, and I'm not going to eat it anymore, and it's fine. But if I took it out overnight, somebody like me, it would be too, there's too many attachments that, I would feel like somebody was taking it away from me, and I didn't like that feeling of deprivation, so I would always go back to it. But now I have no curiosity anymore because I've mourned the loss, and I'm over it. And now I'm happy with the decision of not having certain things. Dairy has made me have countless visits to my doctor because of sinus pressure, sinus infections, and they never went away. And even the little drop of milk in my coffee. Then when I didn't have any milk anymore, I had no more coffee. So a lot of other things were eliminated when I stopped having sugar and white flour or eggs. There was no cake involved. And I have no cravings for desserts anymore because I'm eating dessert all day. Fruit is the sweetest thing. If you have 6 medjool dates, there's no way you're having chocolate cake. There's just no way you're having banana pie when you're eating bananas. And your body just becomes, your tongue becomes unperverted. It doesn't have those, those exciting foods to, spike your adrenaline and your sugars, and you're just having a steady flow of sugar with fruit. It's perfect. It makes so much sense.
So you eat vegetables too, right?
Vegetables are very important to me at night to just anchor me and give me the minerals that I need, and the crunch and the sodium. And yeah, I think it's important. And as an athlete, I think it's important to get that variety. You can't live off of one fruit. But I do have a page on Facebook called One Fruit at a Time. And please press like and share it with others because it's just tips of the day of, getting there one fruit at a time. That's all we can do. We can't get overwhelmed by it or think that you're never going to eat anything else for the rest of your life. And it's very hard to go from that thought to another thought. It's very hard to go from that world, the cooked food world, to a non-cooked food eating. And, it's just too much of a overwhelming sensation. So you get there one fruit at a time. That's all you could do. Like one step at a time.
So how long have you been on 80-10-10 diet?
Well, I've been struggling on and off because I still cook for my children. But I've gotten to the point of 4 cooked meals a week, and then I went to the Woodstock Fruit Festival 2 weeks ago, and I think it was 2 days before that I started 80-10-10 again, fresh and clear, and then I saw so many stories and so many people. It was so hard to ignore. I can't ignore it anymore. I mean, it was just too many reasons not to go 80-10-10. The longest I went 80-10-10 was 2 months, and then I had a marathon, And I figured, okay, I could have something at this party after the marathon. It was a vegan chili. And my husband said, don't do it. It's going to be a slippery slope. And I said, it's just one night. Well, ever since that vegan chili, I just caved. And I even asked the woman for the recipe 2 weeks later. I was still thinking about the vegan chili. So I think when you stop having something, it no longer becomes an addiction because it doesn't rule you anymore. Because it's not in your life anymore. It's like a bad relationship. You end it. You have a bad relationship with someone, you end it, and you just don't. You don't think about your old boyfriend when you're married to someone new. You know, you don't have those feelings anymore, and those things go away, and it does get easier. But now it's 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks, since the Woodstock Fruit Festival, and I really have not had one craving for cooked food. And usually by the 10th day, it starts to come down on me. I didn't have it this time. There's just too many reasons not to do it.
Speaking of reasons not to do it, are there other? So you've mentioned like losing weight, and your husband apparently did it for sports.
4 years. Yeah, 4 years he did it for sports. He was vegan, but now he does it mainly for athletic performance. He's getting better and better, and so many benefits. His marathon time went from a 2:45 to a 2:28. You know, he's winning races, he's winning marathons, he's winning ultra marathons. He just won the 100 Vermont running race, ultra marathon. There's too many benefits. You know what it is? You recover so much faster than the normal athlete. And when you recover, you could do more training. It just makes so much sense.
Yeah, Grant was telling me that. He runs ultra marathons, and he was saying that's a huge thing, is recovery.
Yeah, recovery.
How about yourself? Do you feel like you're an athlete too? Right?
I'm an athlete to a certain extent. I run a lot. I like to run, and I like to beat my times that I used to have. You know, I get faster and faster, and I'm getting older, and I'm getting faster. So I find that very interesting. Yeah. I mean, if you can't do all raw, you know, right now, at least do it for the next meal and see how it goes, you know, or do it till 12 o'clock, or do it till 2 o'clock, or 4 o'clock, and then if you still want your cooked meal, but always have the salad or the fruit first and see if you're still hungry for anything else. And by that time, you probably won't be. By that time, you'll probably be so full and satisfied because you're getting so many nutrients anyway, and so much water and fiber, that you're really not, you know, you're not interested in any of the foods after that.
Join us next week for another exciting tale of the 80-10-10 All-Stars.